didn't leave. She was never there. That's what made it worse. Her name was written on the set list, but no one ever saw her sit. I poured 2 drinks, she poured the silence, the kind you sip but can't forget. The spotlight lingered, the crowd grew still, the stage inhaled but wouldn't fill. I sank to space where she should be, and silence harmonized with me. She was never in the room, but the song still made her bloom. Every note a wish not true, a lie I kept from my own youth. The band kept playing like they knew that love can haunt an empty pew. I played the part, I cued her name, but ghost lights never do the same. Her perfume never touched the air, but still I breathed like she was there. Each lyric felt like slow regret for what we hadn't even met. She was never in the room, but she danced inside the tune. I wrote her into every line and sang alone as if by design. Some people don't walk away. They just never arrive. Ashtrays full of unsaid lines. You wear that smirk like an alibi, and I still drink it every lie. You taught the mirror to lie with grace. The saxophone forgot your face, but the smoke, yeah, the smoke, it still knows your name. Smoke knows your name when the crowd forgets, knows the echo your laugh still wets. In a room full of strangers and broken fame, the smoke dances slow and calls your name.
fingerprints in warped cassette, haunting melody and silhouette, grit in your kiss, sin in your phrasing, my heart's off key, but still amazing. You sing in thirds, I drink in fifths, each note a scratch the record gives. We never quite made it to love, but we burn like God was watching above. Smoke knows your name, says it in code, in trumpet whimpers and bass line slowed. This bar's just a stage where the ghosts rehearse. You wrote me in like a second verse. Maybe we were never real, but the smoke remembers. And it always will. Her heels beat time on the marble past. She spoke like shadows, soft but vast. A silence wrapped in velvet breath that turned confessions into death. Smoke curled round her like a spell. Every glance a tolling bell. I asked her name, she left me air, like jazz that vanished on a dare. She wore silence like a scar, glowed like wounds beneath a star, spun in grief like a ballroom ghost, loved me least, but touched me most. Dissonance and Cabernet, we kissed inside a minor sway. Her rhythm broke and bled through mine, two cracked clocks that lost their time. I tried to write her into song, but the melody always came out wrong. She hummed in keys I couldn't fake. She left and silence learned to ache. She wore silence like a scar, left her scent in every bar. I find her ghost
in saxophone bends and fall for her again where silence ends. She never raised her voice, but every note bent toward her. She sat in dusk with cigarette hands, unwritten lines in shifting sands. The spotlight touched her like a prayer, and every horn leaned toward her chair. She never sang, not once, not loud, but still she stole the breath from crowd. A glance, a nod, a glass half sip, and then the saxophone let slip. She let the saxophone speak, poured her soul in every lead. Words were things she never wore, but melody she gave me more. Each note curved like her lips, between the rest her fingertips. She spoke in solos, played in grace, and left the silence no safe place. The mic stayed off, she didn't need it. Her silence made the music pleaded. I watched the chords drift where she stared, and in the downbeat I was bare. She let the saxophone speak, made the trumpet sound antique. She never sang but somehow knew that I would listen just for you. She said nothing, and I hurried. Nothing dressed as deep a truth. The wine went warm, the night stood still, and something ended without will. I played the chord we used to share, but found no harmony in air. She glanced once, soft and slow, then vanished through the undertow. She left before the refrain, where memory rewrites the pain. Didn't wait before the chorus rise, just slip between the trumpet sides. No vocal swell, just silence ringing like a bell. I sang to air, to half a name, but she was gone before it came. I stayed and sang the second part with all the wrong notes in my heart. The band kept time, but not for me. They played for who I used to be. She left before the refrain, took the hook and left the chain. Now every song just tastes like when a verse that won't come back again. Song, just the silence between. She walked in through a door that wasn't real, heels that never touched the floor. She ordered nothing, sipped regret, wore a smile no one ever met. Eyes like verses never read. Saxophones followed where she led. She swayed like jazz in a minor light. Lipstick the shade of a last goodbye. She spoke in silences wrapped in smoke and vanished before the band could choke. The woman who wasn't there left perfume in the midnight air. Every song forgets her name, but somehow she remembers shame. The shadows danced the way she walked, her silence louder than we talked. The clock refused to strike the hour. Time just wilted in her power. She flickered like a faulty reel. Saxophones bend at her heel. I touched her hand, it passed through me like music lost in entropy. The woman who wasn't there sings from empty velvet chairs. She's every lyric I can't phrase, trapped in candle-colored haze. Her chair stayed pulled back, but she never sat down. She stepped in like she'd never left, a silhouette made soft by theft. No order placed, no name was said, but every silence turned its head. She traced the menu with her eyes, but read it like a book of lies. The wine list bowed, the candles swayed, and still her glass was never made. She never ordered the wine, but I drank her absence like a sign. Every note the band would play just filled the space she gave away. I watched the door, but it held still, as if her shadow bent the will. The music knew she wouldn't speak, so it just broke, then played antique. The waiter nodded like he knew that seats reserved for deja vu. She left no trace, she left no bill, but I felt her sitting still. She never ordered the wine, but I kept refilling mine, and in each sip I tasted when, knowing she won't come again. Some nights don't need her to arrive, she's already there in the empty glass. She said goodbye without a sound, but the silence burned. Her eyes wrote stories in ash and rain, softest secrets spoken in pain. She moved like jazz that forgot its name, kissed like a match without a flame. The air turned thick with almost sad, and everything inside me bled. She brushed my cheek and left no trace, just echo carved into space. Her goodbye tasted like smoke, curled around every word I spoke, a sigh that lingered past the fall, like perfume ghosting down the hall. She danced with time, then let it go, a silhouette in amber glow. lipstick left no glass, just silence dressed in midnight brass. My name still hangs in a chord she bent, but she took the melody when she went. Her goodbye tasted like smoke, felt like dreams that never woke. She whispered maybe like a prayer, and vanished into cold thick air.
Play what's left behind, notes she never signed.
She left her name in the quiet, and the choir remembered it better than I did. She said nothing, but the air replied, a hush that trembled then complied. In her silence was a melody that wrapped itself around the key. She moved like jazz in half-past time, a minor chord without a rhyme. No footsteps, just a scented breeze, the kind that makes the curtains freeze. Midnight war, her name written soft in window pane rain. Every hour whispered stay, but she was always walking away. Trumpet cried, then changed its mind. I chase a note I'll never find. She sat in shadows, left no glass, no lipstick, just a thread of brass. She didn't need to say goodbye. She let the silence testify. Midnight war, her name like perfume caught in candle flame. She blurred the line between truth and game, and vanished like she knew the frame. She never stayed, but somehow she still remained.
The light hit her cheek, and then she left. She stepped inside, the air stood still, a hush behind the windowsill.
I looked up, she looked away, and time collapsed inside that sway. I raised my hand to start the line. She vanished at the downbeat sign. The band tuned up, but not for her. She was already just a blur. She was gone by the first bar, left her echo in the jar, didn't stay to hear the sound of everything we never found. No chorus, no refrain to try, just one sharp look and one soft lie. The stage still asked for her by name, but only silence ever came. The mic stayed warm but empty there, a lipstick trace, a pulled back chair. I played the verse like she might turn, but jazz don't wait for things to burn. She was gone by the first bar, but I still sing where her ghosts are. Some stories die before they play, but still I wrote her anyway. She didn't stay for the music. She was the music. Brief and gone.
She played a chord that tasted like sin, and smiled like she knew you'd let her in. She said her name in half a breath, like vows that flirted with regret. Cigarette ash traced her trail, in shadows dipped in midnight pale. The rhythm curled around her hips, each note a gamble on her lips. She leaned in close and closed the space, then pulled away with perfect grace. She's danger in a silk note, honey in a poison coat, dancing where the secrets live, giving less than she makes you give. She don't walk, she glides on guilt, with violins that drip like silt. Her laugh's a syncopated knife, cutting down the shape of life. A minor key laced in perfume, she turns each glance into a tomb. I tried to leave, I swear I did, but my will's a cigarette half lit. She's danger in a silk note, sings the lies you'd never quote, lingers where the curtains breathe, and leaves before your heart believes. hears her song down every hall, but it was never yours at all.
Still warm, but she was already gone. The candles burned past midnight's breath. The room held on like stalling death. I played the chords she used to hum, but all the notes forgot to come. I tuned the mic, I cleared my throat, but silence wore her favorite coat. The glass she touched had lost its steam, but still I played as if in dream. The song waited longer than she did, held its breath like a secret hit. Every note a step too late, a whisper left at the wrong gate. She danced in halftime, never full, a rhythm rich but never dull. I missed the downbeat, missed her cue, and now the verse just folds in two. The chair still leaned like she might sit, the melody refused to quit. But jazz can't force a heart to stay, it only knows how to replay. The song waited longer than she did, in every chord where meaning slid. I played the part she left unworn, a solo shaped like being torn. Some music waits forever, but she didn't. She didn't leave all at once. She faded. Her shadow left before her smile. Each breath a mile. The glass still held her lipstick trace, but time erased her place. I asked the silence where she'd gone. It played a half-forgotten song. The notes were frayed, the tempo weak, like footsteps you don't dare to seek. The fade beneath her heels, the sound no photograph reveals. She walked away in minor keys and left me clinging to debris. No slam of doors, no final scene, just echoes slipping in between. A saxophone that lost its phrase, a room unlit, a voice that stays. I still pour two at 9:30, toast the ghost of what was mine. The mirror swears she won't return, but still I light the flame. Let it burn, the fade beneath her heels, like jazz that's slowly unreal. She never said it was the end, but silence never did pretend.
pause a longer time to think. You touched the keys but wouldn't play. I said enough, then looked away. Your silence knew more than the lines. Your voice stayed trapped between the signs. I waited where the downbeat split, but you were gone before it hit. We left the song half finished, hung in air like something wished. No final chord, no crashing in, just echoes learning how to bend. The melody was almost there, but you exhaled and stripped it bare. Your hands let go before the phrase, and I've been humming it for days. The mic stayed warm, the stage still sat. The chords we saved, the ones we left. We didn't need to write the rest. Some songs are better half confessed. We left the song half finished, tied in silence never diminished. It still plays in a quiet key, where you said almost and meant me. You didn't need to sing. You were the pause between everything. She never took a bow, but the room still leaned toward her. She hummed in mirrors, not in keys, wrote verses under dying trees, her voice a thread of midnight blue, tied around what I once knew. The silence dressed pepper and light. She made loneliness feel polite, and every chair still holds her shape. I'm a ghost with perfect stage escape. It's the last song she'll never sing, carved in air like a fragile wing. Notes unplayed still bruise the glass, like perfume that refuses to pass.
She left the mic untouched, unloved. No spotlight ever fit her glove, but the band still tunes in vain for a melody shaped like rain. She turned my chest into a stage, left rhythm scrawled across the page. Now all I play is memory's chord, and every line a missing word. It's the last song she'll never sing, but I still feel her voice in everything. The hush between the bass and drum, that's her and she won't come.
I had a line, she had a look, and we both let the silence speak. We were verses dressed as strangers, dancing close but full of dangers. She stirred a drink, I stirred my doubt. Every beat just blurred the route. The melody was soft and slow, but some things don't crescendo. She smiled like we had all the time, and then she left mid-line. We never got to the bridge, never crossed that fragile ridge. Hung in chords we dared not bend, started something we couldn't end. The chairs still echo things unsaid. The candles flicker ghosts instead. She traced the rim of her regret and left before the downbeat said. We never got to the bridge, played the edge, refused the ridge, sang in keys too soft to hold, too afraid, too late, too cold. Some songs don't break. They just never. Whispers curl from a cigarette flame, red wine bleeding out your name. You wear regret like a perfume bloom in the corner of this velvet room. is a syncopation, every breath a faint temptation. Clock hands twitch in halftime lies. Time melts under copper skies. Velvet sins on your shoulder blade. Love's a waltz in the cabaret shade. I trace your ghost through gin and smoke. You laugh like mirrors when they broke. Dance on the line where grunge meets grace. Rhythms twist in a dissonant embrace. Saxophone moans like it remembers pain, and I'm kissing you backwards through the rain. Your voice, a slow rebellion sound, rising where lost names are found. Trumpet cries in fractured phrases. Loving loops like drunken mazes. Velvet sins, but the shade is changed. Now it's silken dash rearranged. You smile through a symphonic ache. Each note a promise you won't make. Everything Bruce sings louder here. We orchestrate doubt with chandelier fear. Your kiss, a brass section gone rogue. My soul a sax in the wrong mode. And when the morning swallows sin, the band packs up, the dark walks in. We never danced, but I remember your sway. A half step left from the dream we betrayed. She sat across from me and said nothing, but it said everything. Her eyes flick like a page half turned, in silence deep enough to burn. She played with her ring lost in glass, while time pretended not to pass. Her lips moved once, then changed their mind, left every word a step behind. I almost spoke, but held my breath, afraid to interrupt her death. These are the things she almost said, like rain that stopped above my head, hung between the now and then, a chorus trapped inside her pen. A half-formed phrase, a failed goodbye, a sigh too shy to touch the sky. The band kept playing like they knew that silence hides the loudest. She left her coffee untouched, cold, the kind
kind of story never told. She looked at me, then looked away, like maybe words just led astray. These are the things she almost said, still playing somewhere in my head. Unfinished chords, unsent refrain, the echo sweeter than the pain. Forgot her face, where candlelight erased her grace. Each lyric lost before it flew, each echo fading out of view. The mic still bent to meet her mouth, but silence drifted further south. Her voice a chord the walls once knew, now drowned in drinks and deja vu. She sang in rooms that forgot her, left no applause, just colder water. Her name unspoken, chairs turn round, but still she poured her soul in sound. As if it mourned a better day, she laced each note in something true, but no one stayed to hear it through. The crowd had changed, the faces dim, her melody outlived the hymn. She sang for ghosts and empty glass, while history just let her pass. She sang in rooms that forgot her, while shadows leaned in just to spot her. Each verse she gave without return was one more match she let not burn. She left her voice in the walls, but the walls don't listen anymore.
She didn't need a door
lived in pauses, not in lines, in empty bars and trailing signs. A voice like dust, a gaze like space. She left without a single trace. The music dipped when she looked down, and every chord forgot its crown. I reached for her in every key, but jazz was never symmetry. She left between the notes, where no one sings but something floats. She's in the echo of the drum, the space between what we become. Too late, I played too long. She needed silence more than song. The bass remembered, but too slow. By then she'd let the silence grow. The mic was warm, her chair was bare. The sax refused to fill the air. Though the chords still show her name, they tremble now, it's not the same. She left between the notes, a ghost in every phrase I wrote. The measure falls, the light gets thin. She's gone, but never fully ends. Some songs don't fade, they just pause.